for bonkers celebrities agree to take part, and they are here to join us now. We've got Steph McGovern, Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen and Una Healy, and Boris Becker joining us too. Good morning to you all.
Hello, everybody.
Let's start with your arm first of all.
Yes, it's not...
This isn't from the show, is it?
No, I survived the jungle with Bear Grylls, and then I get home and I slip on the ice outside my house and I've snapped my arm in two, so I've, like, just waiting to find out if I need surgery on it and stuff.
That was quite a dramatic moment, though, where you fell down the...
Yes, I know.
Down the abseiling thing.
I know, it's quite hard watching that. So there's a bit in the show where I kind of fall off a cliff, basically, and then smash into a cliff edge several times. And, you know, yeah.
We've all got so offhand about it.
I know.
There's a bit where I fall off a cliff and I drown and you lose your shoes.
Oh, yeah, I know I kept talking about the shoes,
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right, Lawrence. As Steph's saying that, she's sort of saying it very matter-of-fact.
Yeah.
You had a moment where you had to be sort of oxygened and saved.
Well,
and...
it turns out I don't have gills, which has surprised me. You know, getting stuck under a boat meant I couldn't quite breathe. The basic problem was that, you know, in my head, I'm like Action Man, but in reality, I'm Grandpa Pig. And, you know, actually sort of doing this stuff, you know, I'm all up here with it, but then trying to do it less so.
But you do it well.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
do
go.
it very well, very well. With style and panache. Una, you must be super cool now with your kids, because I've got kids as well, and they think Bear Grylls, the ground he walks on, they worship.
So, like, they don't remember me being in the Saturdays in a girl band, and they don't really care, even though they've seen pictures and videos and all that. But as soon as I told them I'm going to be doing a Netflix show, they're like, with Bear Grylls. Oh, they're so excited. Yeah, really
And
excited.
they've seen the first couple of episodes, like we have. And what did
just
they
the
make
first
of it?
two. That's all we've seen. Like,
and what did they make of it?
Yeah, they really enjoyed it. Like, we're going to binge watch it all together. So, yeah, the 8 episodes, they're all out now. So, yeah, all together.
Boris, thank you for joining us.
Hi,
sadly,
Boris.
you can't be here. There's travel restrictions, of course, because of your time when you spent in prison, which I was amazed to understand as you're talking in the show, you're really open about that experience and how that that impacted on actually going and doing this show.
Well, I was really careful what I was talking about. I mean, the challenge being a jungle with, you know, first 11 strangers was, you know, big enough. And then obviously hunting down by Bear Grylls was even more frightening. But then you have, you know, there's many times when you just sit in the camp, you talk to one another a little bit and you do open up. You know, this challenge was really trying to get uncomfortable, being comfortable, getting uncomfortable. And you know, so you need each other. And therefore, we spoke about a lot of things.
But Boris, there's uncomfortable and there's uncomfortable. Like, didn't you break your knee or something like that on the first episode? And it just, I was talking to Steph, and it just grew and grew over the space of the time that you were in Costa Rica.
Well, it's a real challenge. It's not for the faint-hearted. You really have to go further than you think you can go. And yes, I've hurt my knee a little bit, but I don't want to take too much away from the show. But overall, you know, everybody went where they didn't think they could go. And I think that's the charm of the show.
I wonder, Boris, how being an internationally renowned athlete and supreme tennis player and global superstar prepared you for sharing a room with Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen.
For example, and 11 others. I mean, the bigger challenge was really sharing, you know, a huge bedroom with 11 strangers. And you know, we all make different type of noises at night. And you'd be surprised
you have no idea. Who knew that Mel B snores like this?
There are those moments, though, Steph, when we watch sort of the jungle and we watch bits and pieces. You guys turn up in this and it's in a beautiful place.
Yes,
so
it is.
all of you are in a
Gorgeous.
very open room, sharing together, sleeping together, and it's roasting hot.
Yes, it is. And you don't get a sense of the heat, I don't think, from the show. But, you know, there was a time I remember just pulling the, like, cuff of my arm and sweat was just pouring out.
Yes.
But it was fun, though. I laughed so much. Like, there's nothing like when you go into bed at night and you look across and you're like, there's Boris Becker, there's Mel B, and there's Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen, who looks like a king who's died.
Yeah, no, this is...
Like,
she would literally, she kept waking up and going, because I looked like I was lying in state, apparently.
It did.
I was also
It was
draped
like
in a mosquito net.
I am not surprised,
Nice.
are you?
No.
And
Yeah.
the thing I was surprised about, though, is out of everybody, you managed to get in a hat, some sunglasses, a fancy shirt, the cologne.
Fancy shirt, yeah. No, well, the thing was, I mean, I had a bit of a spy in the House of Love because the wardrobe lady, the lovely Dirty Susie, just rang me up and said, listen, I can't put you in this stuff from the high street. Can you, So I sent her some of my own shirts and some of my fabrics. They'll do, they're in the colour field.
Yeah.
And I suddenly realised that I was the only one there that had all my own stuff. You were borrowing it.
You'll see me a lot.
Yeah, Danny was after him straight into my toiletries bag.
So you smuggled in contraband?
Well, I wore in contraband and no one said no. I mean, I was just like, well, you can take it away from me if you want to. Eventually they did. Eventually they did twig.
Right.
And I found myself having to wear high street. That was the most traumatic thing.
That was worse than being in the bear pit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, wearing chain store clothes. It was really
It'll never be the same again.
Una, talk to us about being hunted by bear, because, you know, there is moments within this where you will face big challenges and then you end up in the bear pit being
So if you
chased
lose your
down.
challenge, we're all living together. So I would say it's kind of like Big Brother / Hunger Games. Like, just to sum it up really quickly, that's how I would describe it. And we were all living together. Then we were put into 2 separate teams against each other. And then whoever lost then were put into the bear pit. There's only like 4 exits, 5 go in. So you either have to evade or escape. Yeah, escape. So there's like different exits. You have to find your tool. And while you're in there, you just have to be on amber alert. That's what Bear Grylls says. Like, be really stealth-like, really.
Be a deer.
Yeah, be a
That's what he
deer.
says.
Yes.
Be a deer.
Yeah, be a
I thought he
deer.
was being friendly. Be a dear.
Well, there's crocodiles and
There is. There's
scorpions
potential
and
life
snakes,
hazards.
sharks.
There's also
And celebrities.
those howler monkeys that sound like
Yeah.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They sound like dinosaurs.
Boris, I wonder, obviously in the world that sort of you guys exist in and you work in and the experiences you have, did you expect it to be as tough as it was?
Well, when I first was approached by Netflix and Bear Grylls, I was, flattered and honored. I'm a big fan of Bear and all his shows before. I didn't know what to expect, but I'm a kind of guy that always tries to push my own boundaries a little bit. But I didn't think it was going to be that bad, honestly. There was probably no technology, no contact with the outside world. And then, ultimately with a bunch of strangers for 2 or 3 weeks. So, yes, having said that, though, I only have great memories, and I miss the team. I'd love to see you again, and hopefully soon.
He was the godfather, so like we would all go and sit and chat
Yeah.
to him just to feel inspired and
He was
motivated.
motivational.
Like he was so motivational.
He was like the druid.
Mental
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
He was sorting everyone's
Yeah.
problems out.
Yeah.
Very kind of-
You were like,
He was
if
the
you were
wise
upset,
elder.
yeah,
He
you'd
used
go,
the
"Go and
force."
talk to him.
He was Obi-Wan,
Yes.
Boris
No,
Becker.
but yes. I tell you who wasn't like that, though.
Who?
You under that water.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, listen.
You were every camp needs a drama queen.
Yeah,
It was really scary, actually.
yeah,
right, when
it was.
Listen, we're
really-
teasing a little bit, but you can tell just how serious was that, Lauren?
I mean, it was serious.
It
It
was.
was serious. I mean, it was a lot to do with me being thoroughly overexcited. And as Jackie says, that's what comes when you show off, really, isn't it?
No, but you just jumped off a speedboat
Well, I had.
into shark-infested waters and swam through the Costa Rican ocean.
And I don't think many 60-year-olds do that, as a matter of course. But the extraordinary thing was just how incredible everybody was at that moment. There was no, no one even thought they all went into this immediate kind of rescue mode. And they have this extraordinarily wonderful, large selection of people in small red bikinis that come and rescue you.
Baywatch-esque.
Very
That was in
Baywatch.
Mirage. I don't think that
Do you think,
happens.
did that not actually happen?
No, but
Oh, okay.
you thought
There was lots of blood
you thought that Holly was like the guardian angel.
I had a terrible moment because I actually did pass out, and then I came to, and there was this sort of beatific blonde in broderie anglais leaning over me, and I thought that the angel of death has never looked more beautiful. And then she went like this. You're right, Lawrence. Oh, it's Holly. Right. I'm still here.
The absolute opposite. And then, Uno, I think that you've said, because there's all sorts of skills that you have to learn in this, not least when you're being tracked by bear, but one of the skills that you've learned is to be quiet, because you struggle a little bit.
Yeah, like I would be naturally a chatterbox. I was always told in school needs to stop talking. That was always in my report. So going in there and actually being I was very shy, and I felt quite intimidated by the big personalities, and I didn't really know my place or who to talk to. It was kind of like, so I was literally like a little mouse for the first couple of episodes. But I took a back seat and I watched and observed.
Yes.
That's actually what Boris always said, take a bird's eye view. I remember Boris saying that. And I really did, and I learned so much, and I got to know everyone. So then I felt more comfortable, and I came out of my shell as the days
And
went
she's
on.
fierce.
Yeah.
She's so
She
fierce.
is so fierce.
She's like Bodicea. I mean, she really, you know.
She's the person you want on your team.
Really?
Whatever you're going
Competitive as
through in
well.
life, you
Yeah.
are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were the dynamics like in there? Did you all kind of get along all of the time, or was it?
Oh,
So we
there's
had the
tension,
Godfather that
but-
was
Yeah,
Boris.
that's what
was,
I'm trying
yeah.
to work
Yeah.
out.
You know, everyone kind of took on a role, didn't they, in some way? You were
Yeah.
like the clown, the court
Oh,
jester.
thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Lovely. Thanks for that. That's great.
He's
what
so
with
witty.
my long shoes? Yeah. Okay.
I love it.
You know, and my squeaky nose.
Isn't it? But I think they were, you know, to most of the time we were working together. It was only really when you're in the bear pit where you're entirely just fending for yourself.
Right.
Well, I think, I mean,
Actually, we-
and this is what makes this show different, because actually it's about building you,
Yeah.
not tearing you down. So many of the other formats, you know, they're putting you in such extreme circumstances and it's about breeding conflict. This was actually about giving us an environment to get to know each other and then to get to know how we could be a bit better. And actually, I think it's a very clever thing to do, because I think all of us ended up being a lot more out there, a lot more brave, reaching a lot further when we were in the challenges, because we didn't, you know, we were getting on. You know, we weren't. There was no sort of insecurity.
And actually, it's
behind
very
it.
different to other shows as well, because we actually got fed out of the smoke, literally. Big Zoo, who's a chef,
Yes.
he was cooking by the fire pit for us every night. And it was really
Oh, it was
lovely.
incre-
And
yeah.
because we didn't have our phones, we actually all had just like the art of conversation was back. And
Yeah.
it was really a lovely thing. And I think I'd recommend anyone to have a digital
We
detox.
had a lot of meat.
We did. And salads.
Protein
No,
is your friend
Yeah.
when you're out
Basically,
there.
yes,
Yeah, we
there's a
ate
lot of
really
it.
well.
And just one thing on Holly, because there's this amazing moment where all of you are there and you're covered in mud and you're sweating and
Yeah.
you're dripping. And then, as you described her, she does appear like a mirage.
Yeah, looking fabulous.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Is it like how? What's,
Do you know,
what's
she
her
was
role?
great because Bear was like the head teacher who you constantly wanted to impress. And Holly was more like your kind of form tutor who looks after you, and she'd come in and she'd be like,
Yeah.
you
It's like
all right?
matron.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
she was so kind. And also, whenever she came in, we were all like, because I'm obviously a massive news junkie, so I was like, there's an election being called, Holly. What's going on now? And,
Yeah.
you know, everyone
Was
had
she giving-
skin
I was like,
rings.
is coral still colour of the year? Have fashions changed in helmets since I've been away?
Is it mocha something, isn't it?
I think it is mocha something. Yeah.
Mocha latte.
surprise.
Yes.
So, Boris, obviously you did this with a cast of British celebrities. Is there any suggestion that you might be taking some German celebrities into the jungle, or maybe doing it without getting an injury and completing the challenge?
Well, I've had some invites over the last couple of years. So far, I've been refusing. I mean, for me, the decisive moment was obviously Bear Grylls, and Holly was excellent as well. I'm normally more into the world of sports and sports commentary and all that. So reality TV is normally not my cup of tea.
Normally not, but you made an exception, and it left you with an experience you'll never forget, I'm sure.
I'm sure. No, it was wonderful. I can't wait for the episodes to show. I've seen the first two, but I haven't seen the others. And yeah, it was a wonderful experience, and I would do it all over again, but with the same crew.
Amazing.
Excellent. Something you guys are never going to forget.
What, Boris? No, never. Never in a million years.
The Godfather. Thank you all for joining us and coming in. Boris, thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you.
Yes, Celebrity Bear Hunt is on Netflix. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Actress and comedian who never fails to make us laugh. But one thing Daisy May Cooper's not joking about is your love for this.
Oh, I just think you're perfect.
Oh,
You've got
Daisy.
such a symmetrical face. I honestly, you are wonderful. And I'm shaking. That's just, I'm not going to get creepy, I promise. I just think you're very handsome.
And this isn't the first time Daisy's pontificated about you, is it?
No.
Oh, is it
Ben.
getting under control, Daisy?
I'm
or
trying
is it...
to, but I just...
No,
you've
don't
got your
let it.
forearms out.
I've got my forearms out for you, Daisy. We'll have a
Oh,
different
gosh.
outfit now. From when I was next door, it was suited and booted with a tie, and now I'm a little bit
Oh,
more
it's
déshabillé.
everything. Was that for me? Or?
Casual, a little
always.
bit loose. Talking of things for you, actually,
yes.
Daisy, remember the last time you came on and you hugged him and you said, oh, you didn't let me down. That was exactly what I wanted you to smell like.
Yes!
What are we doing? Are we encouraging this?
We have Eau de Shepherd here, a mature scent for life's tipping points. Best enjoyed between 10 and 12:30. Safe around cats.
Oh!
Is that
Yes,
a
so
diffuser?
Mr. Miyagi will be fine
Oh,
with it.
lovely.
And that
Oh,
smells of
Thank
Ben.
you.
Smell him.
How have you captured
Oh,
my
it
mum?
does smell of you.
Does
It can go in your
Put it
office.
on my pillows. Oh, lovely.
Your poor family. I do apologise for everyone back home who has to put up with this.
Oh, but my
madness.
poor partner.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Sorry, babe.
How are you? It's lovely to see you.
Oh, I'm good, thank you, darling.
And
I'm
we-
so excited to be here this morning. It's my first ever
You've
time
never
on
done it this morning. It's been
Never.
quite a show
I was
already.
just thinking, that's not real, is it?
No, let's not dwell. Let's not, let's,
As long as it's moving. Sometimes it breaks and it doesn't move at
that's
all.
the original view from the original studio, but then we moved a good few years ago, and we're not
See.
sadly on the river anymore. But we can still,
Oh, lovely.
like life. We don't dwell on what's not real. Can we talk a little bit about Am I Being Unreasonable?
Yes.
Because Series 2 is coming out, and honestly, as we know, Series 1, amazing. Very twisty-turny, lots of shocking moments.
Yes.
And when I last saw you, we were talking about how are you going to do Series 2? Where are you going to start? Because how are you going to have all those twists?
Well, it's taken this long. It's been nearly 3 years. But we had to go through every single scenario with every character. Like anything that you could ever possibly think of, we've thought of it. And it's been on a Post-it note in my bedroom. And then after many breakdowns and lots of watching Married at First Sight UK
Yes.
to distract ourselves, we finally came up with the second series. And I'm pleased with it. I just hope people like it.
Oh, like it. We love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so lovely.
One of the most amazing things about it is the relationship between you and your son. Ollie, Lenny, and we're all like...
Just amazing.
Did you ever envisage that you were going to have this beautiful, lovely chemistry together?
No, and I mean, a bit annoying that he's only 15 and he's won a BAFTA. And,
Yes.
You know, you hardly know I'm in this series because he's so good.
He is.
How is he that talented at that age? It's just like, what was I doing at that age? Like prank calling the local pub? No.
But it was brilliant. There's one scene, we talked about it this morning, actually, didn't we, in makeup, where you're sitting and I think you're in a wardrobe and you're back to back, like against the door,
yes,
and you go, how did you know I was in there? And he's like, I heard you fart. and then you have like this conversation together.
Oh, yes.
That is just so lovely to
Oh,
watch.
he's incredible. He just steals every scene and he's amazing.
It must be brilliant to see that as well, because he's obviously been so well received in that character. He won the BAFTA,
Yeah.
like you say.
All right.
Looks super smart on the night. But as Kat was saying, it's not... that chemistry is great. The chemistry with all of the cast
Oh,
is
that's
brilliant.
lovely.
You know, and it was lovely to see them all again. I know we don't want to give away too much, but your character, Nick, she's got herself into a bit of a state at the end of Series 1.
Yeah, a bit of a pickle.
Where do we... Just in case anyone hasn't watched it yet, because we've seen preview
Yes.
copies, where do they pick up with what she's going through?
We literally pick up like half an hour after Series 1 left off.
OK.
Which is a bit mad because since then I've lost about 5 pounds and I've had my lips done. So just go with it. Please just go with it. It's really funny. There's a flashback where I have no lips to Series 1 where I have no lips and then suddenly I'm like Donald Duck. It's mad. But
The
anyway.
lips look wonderful, Daisy.
Thank you, darling. But, yeah, so we're straight back in. We're at the memorial.
Yes.
And she's spiralling and we just join her in the middle of this, glorious panic attack.
Chaos.
Chaos. But, yeah, it's fun.
Do you know where it's going next too? Because I think this is one of the things about it. It is a comedy thriller. You so rarely get a comedy thriller.
Oh, well,
Do you know where
yes.
it's going next?
Absolutely no idea. If you've got any good ideas, I'd be very grateful for
There
them.
could be a couple of great characters,
You
maybe.
have to be in it. Series 3. I was
Ready.
running the local cafe.
We'd be all over that.
Oh, you would be brilliant.
In behind
Sniping at each other.
Exactly.
That would
Exactly.
be great.
You were filming when your baby arrived. Is this right?
Yes.
Bit early.
Right in the middle of filming, and I thought, something isn't right. I started getting sort of contraction pains. I thought, this is way too early. And I was having to lie down on the bed on the set. And I said, I think I might have to go to hospital. And I went, my waters broke. And so, yeah, I had my baby Benji. I'm not a stalker, I promise.
Slightly nervous about what we're encouraging here, but you have got a little baby Benji.
Yes, who was born 7 weeks
Congratulations.
prematurely, which was so hard. But I tell you what, he's brilliant now. I mean, he's annoying. He's waking me up at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
He's
Benjis do
brilliantly
that.
annoying, healthily annoying.
But didn't that mean that had an impact on the cast? Because of
Yeah.
course, when you just had a baby, you can't go straight back to work.
Oh, God, do you know, it was so stressful because then it was like cast availability. Like, we lost loads of the cast, so I was having to be in hospital and kind of rewrite this, you know, what... So a lot of episode 1 is kind of rewrites to
really?
after I was preggers. So it's a bit bonkers, but just, yeah, it was, you know... It sort of worked.
So is Nick going to get away with the murder?
Oh, I can't tell you that.
Is it going to be touch and go for a minute?
I can't. What I can tell you,
Yeah, go on,
which
give
you're
us a
going to
bit.
love, and this country fans are going to love this. Kerry and Curtin, the characters Kerry and Curtin, are coming into Am I Being Unreasonable season 2. So it's going to be a comedy crossover. So this country fans, you'll be happy.
So Charlie's in it.
Charlie's in it. He also, as well as playing Curtin in it, he also plays a Dutch man with a mullet and a shell suit. But he was so bad at a Dutch accent that we had to write in like episode 4 that he's not really Dutch.
Did you tell him what he was going to have to wear before he came on, or did you just...
Oh, no, I did not before, no. And then he was very... I just saw him very cross coming out of the makeup trailer, this great big mullet and the very flammable shell suit.
And he wasn't the only one that caused a bit of trouble. There was a hedgehog as well, apparently, who was very starry and dramatic and a bit of a diva.
Absolutely right. The completely true story, right? I wanted to have a hedgehog in it. Find out. So they track this hedgehog down, who's a model / actor, I mean, say, and he charged £1,000, right?
£1,000?
£1,000. He wanted his own trailer. He had 5 people in his entourage, right? This is insane. He turns up and all he does is just sniff a bit of grass for about 5 minutes. And then the handler said, yeah, I think he's a bit tired now. He needs to go back to his trailer. And I said, he hasn't done anything. And he's earned £1,000.
We'll be cheaper than that.
Yeah,
and
lot cheaper.
and not so demanding.
Oh, I'd love that.
I can sniff the ground all day. I'm very good at those things.
Easy peasy. We'll come on our own. No worries.
But the hedgehog did make it into... Because I've seen the scene with the
We
hedgog.
spent £1,000 on him.
You've got to
we
make it in.
had to. I've never met anybody so arrogant in my
So
entire
demanding.
Such an ego.
Us next time.
Yeah. We're
Will
ready.
be.
Daisy, thank you for popping in.
Thank you
so
It's
much.
always a pleasure to see you.
Oh, what a joy.
Don't forget your room diffuser. It can go in your
promise I won't.
office. You'll be so productive.
Something to add to the merch line.
with
isn't
those
it?
wafts
Yeah.
of Oda Shepherd.
Dear, oh dear. Am I Being Unreasonable returns tomorrow night on 9:30, BBC One, and you'll find it on the BBC iPlayer as well. If you haven't seen Series 1, go back and watch Series 1.
I did.
Honestly,
Binged
it's an
it.
absolute gem.
So good.
Daisy, thanks
you.
for coming.
Thank
Hello.
you so
Thank you for
much.
visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Quaint Cambridgeshire village with one of the highest crime rates in Britain.
Yeah, just be careful if you go
Nightmare
there. Murder is never far away from Grantchester, but thankfully our next guest is always around to help solve the case.
And as the 9th series of the hit show continues, we're joined by D.I. Geordie Keating himself, Mr. Robson Green. Good
How are you?
morning,
Lovely to see
sir.
you.
Still here, still surviving, Ben. Still here.
Well, he was 50 this time. How long
right,
ago?
crikey.
You were 60.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you remember being young and looking at someone who was 60 and thinking, how are you still alive? Seriously.
He quite enjoyed being 50, though. Do you quite enjoy being 60?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I don't think of it as 60. We're every age we've ever been in our lives.
Do you think there's a big shift, though? Well, I certainly felt this when I turned 50. Then actually, there's a big shift. You hit your 50s. My boys are 18 and 19. They're sort of... Annie and I are on a bit different stage of life. I think you're sort of... What you want to do, what you're thinking about doing, your ambitions, everything shifts slightly.
Well, I'm very privileged. I mean, I live in economic stability. I've survived for 40 years. I do something that I love doing, and that keeps you young.
Yeah.
That keeps you young. I genuinely enjoy what I'm doing, and I continue to enjoy it.
We had Tom and Rishi on the other week.
We did.
Oh, yeah, good lads on there.
And they were sitting there and they were talking about what a lovely time they have working on the show. And also, Tom was talking about that moment when he left and how he turns around to you and goes, I hope I've made you proud. And he said the two of you were just in bits.
It was a difficult scene to film. Listen, the reason why I think it's so successful, it is so collaborative. I mean, last Wednesday, more people in this country watched Grantchester than any other programme at 9 o'clock.
Fabulous.
And that's real testament to the writing, to these endearing relationships, to meaningful relationships, to skilled writing, but a team that genuinely loves, is committed and cares about the show. And I think that resonates in front of the lens. I think it's everything.
Yeah.
And you know, I've survived for 40 years, and it doesn't take an Oxford Don to work out why. I've been surrounded by great writers. Some of them Oscar-nominated, be it Lee Hall, Jeff Pope, Paul Abbott, and now we've got the wonderful Daisy Coulman. And it's down to the writing, must it?
But also it's down to that relationship and connection that you guys have as a team, because he was saying how complicated it was. You were doing this final scene and you were all choked up, and then the crew were all choked up as well. And you do it day in, day out. You've done it for years, but there's still that sort of that chemistry and that relationship that exists.
You're saying goodbye to someone you love and a journey that you've loved going on. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that was tough. And the whole team was saying goodbye to Tom, and we were wishing him well. And there he is off filming in Thailand. But it's a goodbye to the journey and that wonderful relationship that we've created, and the joy and the laughter. We're still best of friends, of course we are. And then, you know, and then comes along this really wonderful new energy with Rishi Nair.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, you've not made it easy for him, Robson. You like to prank him on set.
Yes.
Explain.
My favourite gag is on set is when you're just talking and they're getting ready to do the scene, and then I'll just go, they've shouted action. And he goes in on the scene and he starts acting the scene. Nobody knows what he's doing.
And
that's
no one's
quite
actually
funny
by
to
the
behold. Yeah, nobody's bothered. I love doing that gag.
He's the Clooney of Grantchester. That's
Exactly
what he is.
that.
Aren't you?
Yeah, no, I knew Rishi was going to do well. I've been an exec on the show. You have a say in the casting. And he came in. We just had a chat before we went in and met the execs. And he went, you're a Newcastle fan, aren't you? And I never met Rishi. And I went, yeah, who's your team? And it was Man U. And he started going on about, you know, how terrible Man U were doing. I went, mate, I'm a Newcastle fan. The last time Newcastle won anything, King Harold still had two eyes. You know? So we got on, and it was just instant chemistry.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that is deeply apparent in Grantchester, through Geordie, he tells the audience, you're going to like this guy. You're going to like this guy. And it was instant. And I said that in the audition. I said to Emma Kingsman-Lloyd and Daisy Coulman, who are the real reason why this show was a success. They were right there from the start, you know. I said, you're going to like this guy. He's got it. And sometimes you can't quantify what it is, you know. But and he cares so much. And everybody cares. You know?
It's just a great fit, which is lovely. You had about 200 American fans rock up on
my
set
God,
one day.
Yes. Gosh, you've done your research. So, yeah, we were on set filming, and 4 busloads of Americans turned up, super fans of Grantchester, and all they wanted was a photograph of actually being outside the church. They didn't know we were actually filming there. So they all turned up, and they couldn't have been more complimentary and more loving and caring, and it was such a joyous experience. And then they all held their phones up, and they went, hey, Robson, say Christ on a bike. And there was just this silence, and I just went, Christ on a bike. And they went, yeah! They went nuts.
It's amazing.
It was nuts. Yeah, it's a show in
We
America.
love it.
We
We've
do.
run out of time, so will you come back and talk about your weekend escapes with
Yeah,
us?
absolutely. Comfort Blanket for the Soul, every night, 6:30 on BBC Two.
We love it.
Full of
That's
it.
coming up. Grantchester continues tomorrow at 9 o'clock on ITV1 and ITVX.
And you can watch the new series of Robson Green's Weekend Escapes on Monday at 6:30 on BBC Two and BBC iPlayer.
Please come back and talk to us
Please,
about that.
Also come
It's a
back.
fabulous
I
show.
need the publicity.
No, you
Thank
don't.
you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. And the Kingfisher himself, Sir Grayson Perry, joins us now. I was watching on Saturday night, along with the rest of the nation, with my little boys. And when you took your head off, it was just like, I was like, that is an amazing booking. But secondly, you looked as though you just had the best time, even when the mask came off and you performed.
Yeah, it was such fun. It's a low effort sort of celebrity thing because you don't get pestered. Nobody knows you're doing it. And so you just turn up, you wait around, you do the thing, and everybody's lovely, and then and you get to sing, which I love.
Did you keep it a secret? I mean, I know that everyone's very strict about it, but how many people had you told, Grayson, that you were doing it?
I mean, a couple of people, my wife knew, my assistant knew, but my daughter guessed because her girlfriend in the middle of the night was scrolling and came across it. It meant she knew from karaoke whose voice that was. So she went, like,
It's your dad.
Yeah. And did you have a choice in your costume? Because obviously we know you for your fashion sense as well. Did you choose what you wanted him to look like or what character you were going to be?
I was presented with a couple of designs and I chose the cutest. You know,
Super
cute is important because you've got the children in the audience who are voting, so you want to win them over.
So keep a cute costume. So that your top tip for anyone in the future is have a cute costume because you get kept in if you've got a cute costume.
Yeah, because I was watching the previous years and Alex Brooker, he did really well. I think he was Bigfoot, but it was quite a cute costume.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he kept coming in. He was a good singer too.
He was. And you were as well. Clearly singing is something that you enjoy.
I'm a late learner because I was doing one of my stage shows and it was about Brexit and it had a downbeat ending. And I thought, I should have ended on a song. And so my wife said, why don't you learn? So I started learning when I was 59.
You go to lessons,
Yeah.
though?
I could not sing a note.
Did you tell your singing teacher you were doing The Masked Singer?
Yeah, she loved it, yeah.
I bet she did. So you had extra songs. So you've fallen in love with singing.
Yeah.
But singing in the mask is quite an interesting experience, I'd imagine.
Yeah, you're isolated, you know, because you've got in-ear speakers and then you've got very limited vision and you can't... Yeah, so it's like you're singing to yourself a bit and you can vaguely see ghosts of the audience out there.
Does that make it less intimidating, or did you quite enjoy the being in front of everyone and singing?
I think singing is communicating. You're looking people in the eye and you're communicating. So I think actually, I've noticed that people, when they take the mask off, I think they sing better, a little bit better.
I think it looked like you were really enjoying it. Once you took the mask off on Saturday. You've got other songs that you'd prepped, though, hadn't you?
Oh, yeah, because they're always keeping you ahead in case you stay in. So I had a couple of songs for the next week, yeah.
So what were your songs that you've got?
I was going to do Stixies and Feed the Birds.
Can you give us a bit of Feed the Birds?
Feed the birds. Early each day to the steps of St. Paul's, the little old bird woman comes.
It's quite a lovely
In
voice.
her own special way to the people she calls. Come buy my bags full of crumbs.
Oh, put it on.
Oh,
Put
my
it.
God, it's absolutely
Beautiful
lovely.
tone. You have such a gorgeous tone, Grayson.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. Singing is such a... It's the best thing I've done since therapy.
Is that what finding...
Learning to sing, yeah. I quite often well up while I'm doing the lesson. When you hit the spot of a song, and the teacher gives you, good feedback that gets you in the right place, there's nothing like it.
Well, I guess it's the vibration.
It's your
all
body,
in
you see. It's a holistic experience. It's like your intellect, your emotions, and your body. They're all engaged in it.
Yeah.
But you don't get... the sad thing from The Masked Singer is you don't get to mix with the other singers, do you?
No.
You're all kept separate backstage. So have you been watching... have you been watching the other singers and guessing along as we go?
Trying. I didn't have a clue. I mean, Macy Gray has a very distinctive
She
voice,
does.
but I thought, is she really going to do it? Because she's amazing, you know?
Yeah.
But then, when they took the mask off...
Yeah. and she stormed off, of course, as well.
She looked pretty cross, yeah.
But you stayed longer than Macy and Carol Decker. You must feel proud.
One of my proudest achievements. But then again, I'm under no illusion that it's a singing competition.
It's certainly very entertaining. Is it going to be part of the new show, though,
Yes.
Grayson?
Oh,
Is
yes.
Kingfisher coming with you?
For my last couple of shows, I've always done songs. I write songs and work with a composer, and it's depending on the theme. So the theme this year is Are You Good? So I'm trying to think about songs that sing about that notion, yeah.
And will you try and take Kingfisher with you? Will Kingfisher appear?
No, because when you're on the stage, I like to be... because you're expressing with your body. So I once did a tryout gig, and one of my friends gave me the feedback, wear a shorter dress, because he said, because you're speaking with your whole body when you're on stage. Your legs are part of the vocabulary.
Yeah. And are there going to be buttons? Because you're going to decide whether people are really good or bad,
I
right?
get people to vote the whole time through the show. Are you good? What have you got good taste? Who did you vote for? I find out a lot about the audience. So I know, I always ask them straight up, who did you vote for in the last election? So I know who I'm talking to.
I wouldn't argue with him.
No. We've loved it, Grayson. Thank you so much for coming in and bringing Kingfisher as well.
I would recommend to anybody, you two, you should do it. It's a great show to be a part of.
But some people think she is.
I might be
Pufferfish.
tougher fish. You never know, Grayson.
Your boys aren't convinced either way, are they?
No, not yet. Thank you.
Lovely to see you.
Hello.
Thank you for visiting this This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Guests are here to talk about dating, how to win in the dating game, which is why it's interesting. Mel Schilling and Elizabeth Day are here with How to Date is your podcast. But just on that, Mel, people do meet partners in the gym. This all came about because there's a study saying that a huge number of women get approached in gyms and have inappropriate comments made to them in the gym, and it's very intimidating. But as a space to find somebody to date, would a gym be a good place?
Well, it's a good point. It could be a great place because if you've got people with similar values, maybe they value health and fitness, they go to the gym, they're going to meet people in the right place. But I just have a problem with grunting.
It's very specific. That's niche.
Yes.
I have a problem with them taking up all the weights. Like, I actually love doing weights, but I do feel intimidated.
Do you feel intimidated? So do you think that the men spread too much, take too many weights?
Yeah, they're man-spreading in the weights
and they're making the wrong sort of noises.
But you might meet your future romantic partner there. So swings and roundabouts.
Right.
There is a balance, of course, right?
If you don't meet them in a gym, luckily we're here to help.
Oh,
there are other ways
there's
to meet
the
them.
segue.
See how she did
She's a
that.
professional.
You could be listening to the podcast in the gym, of course, which is a double whammy.
Okay, there's
So just explain a little bit then, Elizabeth, because this How to Date is the third in your series, your amazing podcast series. How to Fail is your podcast that I really enjoy, which is where you met, I think.
Yes.
Explain a little bit about what the plan is or what's the thought and theory behind How to Date.
I'm so thrilled that Mel has agreed to do her first ever podcast with me. So How to Date is 8 weeks, and essentially it's a toolkit to change your romantic life. We teach you everything that you need to know about navigating modern romance. Mel has the expertise, the warmth, the insight. I'm there to share a few funny anecdotes because we both went through it as well. We were both single in our late 30s and we both met our husbands online. So we feel that we've got a lot to share, and it can be really difficult understanding how to date, and that's what we're here to help with.
I love this idea that you've been there and done that, and you've got the T-shirt, and actually you've ended up in really happy relationships. So what would be your advice for people who are thinking about maybe going online to date?
Well, a big premise underlying this How to Date podcast is to date yourself first.
Yes, I love that.
Yes, we talk a lot about really self-centred dating is a philosophy, I guess, that we're really preaching here. And yes, it's great to go out and meet your partner and to have the flirtation and all the exciting stuff. But if you don't work on yourself first, if you don't get clear on your dating goal and what it is that you really want, what your values are, then you're not going to meet a compatible partner. So that would be our first port of call, and certainly this podcast starts at the first date. Well, are you ready? And then takes you through the life cycle of a dating process.
One of the brilliant things about How to Fail, your other podcast, Elizabeth, is listening to very well-known, very successful people talking about all those moments in their life where things have gone horribly wrong and they've picked themselves up and they've learned from it. Your dating experience, I'm assuming...
What's the link?
Yes, I'm assuming there are moments that you share that maybe you can share where things have gone wrong for you, because you obviously found someone you're very content now, but you have to go through the bit of failure along the way.
100%, and that's something that Mel talks about so brilliantly, that rejection is part of the process. You can't escape it. And I definitely did have some rejections, and I also had one particularly memorable dating anecdote where a man, you know, we dated for quite a few weeks, and then he brought a camp bed to stay over in my flat. And I was like, why have you brought a camp bed with you? He's like, I just don't like your mattress. It's very uncomfortable. And it's just things like that.
It's so hot.
You know, you think it is a funny anecdote, but also there's a slight sort of value misalliance there. And that was a good wake-up call for me. But ultimately...
Well, because he didn't like your mattress, he's not going to like me.
I just thought, I can't be with this person who's sort of rolling off me onto this.
Oh, what a visual.
That's quite graphic.
That did
I'm so
escalate.
sorry. I'm reeling myself back in. It was what we call a pink flag, in that it wasn't quite a red flag, but it did alert a slight warning signal in my head. And then he ended up doing something much meaner afterwards, and I was like, oh, I was right to end it. But one of the things that we talk about in How to Date is about how to handle rejection and heartbreak.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I learned, which fed into How to Fail, was that we can learn something from every single experience. Even if it feels like a failure at the time, you acquire necessary data, and it might be that the data you acquire is about who you are, what you expect from a relationship, what you feel is worthy of you, and you can eliminate the people who are wrong for you from your inquiry. So if you start thinking of rejection in dating as data acquisition. It takes the sting out of it a bit.
Yeah. And Mel, when you on the podcast, you talk about how you were learning to be a dating coach at the same time, and you were kind of experimenting by being on social media yourself.
Yes, I put myself into the experiment. And so I was learning first-hand experience whilst I was learning the theory as well. And looking back, I think in many ways I hid behind that.
Yes.
Sort of saying, I'm not really serious about dating, I'm just doing some experimentation, but really, I desperately wanted to be in a relationship, but I was just giving off all the wrong signals.
You said you were smug, which I appreciate that openness. I can't imagine it because you're so lovely. But I was really intimidated by the dating scene, and you said you were quite smug.
I intimidated them somehow.
Well, look, we've got some questions from some of our viewers who are very keen to get your advice, if we can. This is from Robin. Robin says, I have alopecia. I'm struggling with talking about it on dates, especially knowing how long I have to wait before gaining enough confidence to show them my head without a wig. She clearly wears a wig. I've been single for 6 years. Dating is a struggle. I'm turning 35 this year, and I'm worried I won't find a man to accept me.
Yeah. Oh, Robin, this is a tough one because it's so personal, isn't it? And look, we talk with a lot of people who are dealing with an ongoing health issue in the dating world. And whilst it's difficult, I think one of the best pieces of advice that we could give you here is to lead with it. Now, I know you've probably got some feelings about that and it feels a bit tough, but really, when you break it down, if you are leading with, this is my situation, I have alopecia, this is what I live with, and that scares the person off, well, then that's the wrong person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So clever.
Isn't she?
Yes. She just breaks it down. It's like, oh, of course.
So Robin's got to be braver, though. I mean, that's the issue.
Takes
She's obviously
bravery.
struggling with it anyway.
Yeah. Yes.
But to be able to lead with it, if you can, then you're going to meet the right people.
Yes.
I think she sounds like she's already brave and she can just apply that bravery in this way. I totally agree with you. I wish I'd had Mel in my ear when I was
Yes,
in
just
the wild.
like Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder a little bit.
In a pink dress.
Yeah, exactly. This next one's from Tara. She says, I've been single for nearly 7 years due to my marriage breaking down after my husband had numerous affairs. It's holding me back from going on dates. My friend has kindly written my dating profile, but I'm scared that nobody will find me attractive. I've also looked at going to a single and mingle event, but I'm quite shy when I first meet someone new. How do I build my confidence up after divorce?
Tara, the first thing I want to say to Tara is well done for what you've survived, and I'm so sorry that that happened to you.
Yeah.
It's so difficult navigating dating when you've gone through heartbreak or loss or divorce. I did it. I was divorced in my mid-30s. And the first thing I would say is it sounds like you've got really good friends, so definitely lean into that. Mel's a big advocate of having a date squad of people. They don't necessarily need to be doing the same things as you are, but they can cheerlead you, they can help you, they can reassure you when maybe your confidence is feeling a bit dented. Then I would say take some time to date yourself first.
Yes.
Take some time to really nurture yourself because it sounds like you've been in a marriage where your needs were not placed at the centre where they should have been. And sometimes that means that you've lost touch with your own desires. You don't really know what you like to do or how you like to spend your time. So I would encourage you to spend some time on yourself, whether it's going to the cinema on your own in the middle of the day, having a long bath, do the things that really nourish you. And then I would say it's completely understandable that you're a bit scared and vulnerable about putting yourself out there, but it sounds like you're already in the right mindset, and I salute you for that. And I promise you that there'll be someone out there who really respects your vulnerability and maybe has been through a similar thing. And so don't be scared about sharing your past, but make different decisions this time.
Excellent. Good advice.
Brilliant
Tara.
advice. Thank you both for coming in.
The
How to
podcast
Date's out
is
today.
brilliant.
Thank you, Kat.
Comes out today?
Yes.
Yes, there you go. So it's 8-parter.
All
How
the
to Date.
tools you need.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
let us know, if you're at home and you listen to the podcast, let us know how you get on with your dating. 'Cause I think
Please
we've got
do.
something special there. Thank you both.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Future in London in there,
you don't, I
you might
doubt it.
find. Listen, she is a beauty entrepreneur, a much loved This Morning family member. We adore her, don't we?
do.
We do. And last night, our very own Trini entered the Dragon's Den.
And the beauty mogul herself joins us now to tell us more. Dragon's Den!
Oh,
what a moment!
You've arrived, haven't you?
Oh, really?
You looked incredible, by the way.
It was all right.
When you walked in.
But it was such good fun, and I was a bit nervous.
Yeah.
Usually, you know, I'm long in the tooth on telly, but they're amazing dragons, and they've been there a long time, and they were so welcoming and so nice, and so excited I was there, which makes you feel so happy to be there.
What do you know? Do they brief you? Do you know who you're going to see?
You have no idea.
No
who
idea.
you're
Is
gonna
walking
see.
through the door.
And so you start, and the lady who not won, but who, you know, got the investment was not the one in the order in which we did it, because that's telly.
Yeah.
But we started, and you just kind of, one of us will start the questions, and then it goes round like that, and then it's opened up for whatever thing. So first of all, you think, how quickly can I step in or
You just
not?
gotta get in there,
and then
haven't
you just start, and then you think somebody can ask a question that I'll ask or not, you know. But it was good, and it's very nerve-wracking to be up there. I know how nerve-wracking it is to be up there.
I mean, you've been in business a long, long time. Yeah. If you had gone into the Den back in when you were starting out and asked for an investment, who would you wanted to back?
That's such a good question. I don't know. Maybe Sarah. I think Sarah's done beauty investments. Deborah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say any of them sort of, but perhaps because it was, direct to consumer online, maybe not Tuka.
Right.
Yeah, what was the deal with
Yeah,
Can you explain what that means?
All right, so I'll tell you what happened.
happened.
So what happened is he was sort of challenging this woman, saying you're doing a lot direct to consumer and you're growing as a business, you haven't made money yet. So when you're a business that's online, you're getting customers, you have to grow that business.
Yes.
And, you know, she got a little bit of investment, so she was growing the business. And he was a little bit, I don't think there's a future in that business. And I was thinking, that's 75% of my business. It's what a lot of businesses in the UK are. They do online, mainly. And so I was
like... Why is he saying there's no future? Because it would appear to me that's the growth industry.
Because that was his opinion, and I've known him for 30 years. We have to just know what goes on behind the scenes. I've known him for 30 years.
Yeah.
And so
I felt
I could challenge him because I knew him, and I was like, come on, Tuka, you know. And
it was great TV.
It was really fun to do, actually, but it was not... You know how sometimes things are for television? This is just what happens. It's just like you're having a chat, there's somebody in front, they're pitching you a business, and you're thinking, and you've got probably 45 minutes, an hour with them, because it's cut down, to really decide, in that moment, do you invest in that business? And it was precious money for me, because I'd done this course with BBC Maestro on thriving in business, and what they paid me for that was the little pot of money I was going to use to invest.
Mm-hmm.
So it was quite precious where I put it.
Yeah.
You know, and it was... You know, when you go on a show like that, you have a commitment that they will expect you to invest in something.
Yeah.
And you partly thinking, I might invest in this person, but I don't know what's coming, so therefore I've got to hold my fire a little bit? Or do you, like, is that instinct or...?
No, I think as soon as you feel there's somebody in front of you and you think, as a person, they've got drive and determination, and I love the product they're doing. So Laura had, a plastic-free cleaning thing, and I thought, I really want to learn about plastic-free, and I want to learn about what that is. So I loved it, and she was so feisty, and I could tell she was really hardworking and researchy. You've got to have that balance, you know.
Yeah.
And when you're an entrepreneur, and she had it.
What do you like to specialise in? Is it women-based products? Is it women's?
It's definitely women, because
and led by women as well.
Led by women, because there's some sort of stats. It's slightly boring stats, but they're really important stats. So probably between 3 and 5% of every pound invested is into women as female founders, which is really tiny.
Yeah.
And if you just think about how many women out there are trying to start businesses, and if they have a stage, a lot of people, you know, I bootstrapped, I sold my house, I sold my clothes, I started my business that way, and after a while, I then fundraised. But I saw 250 people before I got one investment, you know, and...
So imagine if you had given up on 249.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we change that, Trini?
I think we change it by... I do this little thing online on my channel called Elevator Pitches. So I get women to come into my office, and in the elevator, which is 3 stories, they have to tell me about the business, and I put it on stories, and then we do links to their businesses.
What
but it's about giving... It's 2 things. It's about making any woman feel, whatever age she is, that she could start a business, because I started at 50.
Yeah.
And it's also thinking that how can we actually over-index on women, so how can the government help to do better opportunities for people to invest in women's business with maybe a tax rebate or something, just to kind of support that industry and grow it and make it a little bit more equal.
Brilliant. God, I could talk to you all day about this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. You were great on Dragon's Den. I loved it.
You can watch Trini's episode of Dragon's Den right now on...
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Jessie joins us now. Jessie, I saw the film last night. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much.
You appeared to be quite wowed by the reaction. Obviously, something you didn't expect.
Yes, because I like using evidence and history to not expect this. I've been writing for like 20 years, and this has not happened. So, like, I have incredibly low expectations for myself. And, but this is, like, amazing. Yeah, I'm so happy.
So what's different now? What do you think's happened as people finally realise that Jessie's someone not to be...
I think it's like the kind of thing where, like, if you just throw spaghetti at the wall every year, at some point somebody's going to think it tastes good.
Yeah.
But it's such a beautiful film. It's because it's about a relationship that I think so many people can resonate with. It's as much about loss and grief and kind of generational traumatic grief, but it's also about people living with in the shadow of that now.
Yeah,
and what pain is, I suppose, right?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's these two characters, and the movie plays like, as you said, like kind of a buddy comedy. But it's like these two characters who are both kind of like suffering through their own modern difficulties. But I set the movie against the backdrop of this, like, Holocaust tour. So it puts their kind of individual modern pain in perspective, in this kind of world history perspective.
And you're getting recognised as a writer massively for this, and an Oscar nomination. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks a lot.
With regards to that. How does that actually feel, being acknowledged for your writing?
Again, a complete shock. It's like, I've been also playing basketball for 20 years, and no one's ever given me an MVP award. So to me, it's like, I just kind of can't believe that it's happening. It's so nice. It allows me, because I write all the time, so it allows me the opportunity to do more films.
Yeah.
So that's like the great gift, is not so much being like celebrated or whatever, but actually just getting to do it again.
It's really interesting with the backdrop of the Holocaust and the tour. And I felt that because there's a really interesting kind of comparison of people going, well, I'm really enjoying this, like, to a point. We're staying in nice hotels and we're eating good food. And there was a great moment on the scene on the train where Kieran's character actually feels guilty because they're in first class, and especially with Holocaust Memorial Days, just happened.
Is that just juxtaposition?
I've been on I've been to Auschwitz, and you do have that weird moment where you're for 3-4 hours you are walking around in complete silence and contemplation, and then you go back and you have a swim in a hotel and you have nice food, and it's kind of blows your mind a little bit.
Yeah, and my feeling is like there's no great way to do trauma tourism, and I've done it everywhere. This is what I'm interested in for some weird reason. I had a weird childhood, maybe. I've been to Rwanda, Cambodia, Sarajevo, and I'm fascinated by this kind of tourism. And there's no great way to do it. You cannot actually experience the pain that people felt. There's no way to do it. So you end up doing all this weird stuff, like you go to a nice dinner after, and then you feel weird. And the movie is not trying to answer any question or prescribe the best way to do this kind of trauma tourism, but it's just accounting for the strange irony of, how do you do this stuff while trying to show respect and understand what that must have been like for people.
Yeah, it's because it's quite a heavy subject matter, yet you still find those humour moments during the film.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the movie plays mostly like a comedy. There are many movies made about this topic, like Holocaust, themed movies, and I just wanted to make something that I'd never seen before, something that felt modern and fresh and not like academic and not self-important. I wanted to make a movie that felt like people I know who would go on these things.
Well, what I love about it is it is this buddy movie between people who, because they're bonded by blood, you have this kind of, like, Kieran's character is kind of walks into a room and everyone loves him. It's just like, he's so kind of vivacious. And then suddenly he'll say something inappropriate or he'll get really offended by something. And then your character's there just kind of mopping up the pieces, like the product, like,
and no one really likes me. Like, everybody loves Kieran, even though he's so obnoxious. He criticizes people, he says all these horrible things, but everybody just finds him charming because, I don't know, this is my life experience. It's like people who are like that, everybody seems to love. And then, like, I walk in the room and, like, for some reason, just the life gets sucked out of it. I don't know what it is. In my head, I'm doing the same thing as the charming person, but for some reason, I must have a bad aura.
That's not true.
It is true. If you get to know me and see me at a party,
you've got nice
you'll realize.
Vibes now.
You know what? This is
all the charm I can muster right now. Right. I'm gonna leave this room.
Are you really trying right now?
This is my
Oh, listen, take it with you. It's all we need.
This is my social best.
You've got so many great people. Will Sharp's plays such a great
Isn't he brilliant?
character.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
And you have, is it Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dance?
Yes, Jennifer Grey.
I can't believe it. No one puts Baby in the corner, though.
Not anymore. And we also have two amazing, the Olivier Award-winning actress Liza Sadovy and one of the most brilliant young actors here. He played, Othello at the Globe. Kurt Eguiwan. He's on Game of Dragons. I'm sorry, I don't know the names of the. Yeah, brilliant, amazing actor.
And is your baby in this as well?
Yes, my child is. Would he be a toddler? What he did when he was 6. Yes, and then at the time was kind of annoyed that I was asking him. He plays my kid, obviously. And at the time was kind of annoyed that I was asking him to do it. And now that the movie's out, and
oh, he's loving it.
No, he wants a bigger part. Yeah,
because he's only on FaceTime.
On FaceTime.
But I read that lovely story where there's this kind of lovely generational thing where you're filming that and you were in Queens, I think, where your dad was.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, exactly right. Yeah. So the movie, my kid plays my kid. We filmed the movie outside where my dad grew up, and then when we were in Poland, we actually filmed the movie at the house my ancestors lived in up until 1939. So there's many generations of Eisenbergs. I imagine no one in the world cares, including the Eisenbergs, but that's what I tried to do.
Well, they do, because there's a resonation there.
Yeah, maybe there's some...
It's as much about family and history, and I think that's why it resonates.
Yeah, that's so sweet of you to say.
And did you want the other character? You wanted to play the other character?
Yes, the other character is the charming guy who everybody likes. Of course,
but you just said that you can't do that.
I could act it.
Do you reckon you could act that character?
Yes, I could act several different kinds of things. And I could do a Cockney accent. But, I could do a nice soft shoe if you want that. But basically, I wanted to play that part, and I was told... So our producer is Emma Stone, the great Emma Stone, and she told me, don't play that part.
Why?
Because I was directing the movie. When you're directing, you're managing a circus, and the character that Kieran plays is so unhinged and spontaneous that she said you're not going to be able to switch back and forth.
It's too much.
So I was demoted by her, and which is great because now Kieran played it.
But now that you've done that, do you think it was the right decision to make?
No, I'd hate being demoted, but the movie's popular, so I guess every decision was correct. But no, I'm resentful.
Do you like directing and acting in the same thing?
I do.
Your brain obviously works that way.
I do. I like acting and directing because, just selfishly, it allows me to control the scenes a little more. It's like having a man on the inside. Normally with actors, you're kind of nervous to talk to them when you're directing. Are they going to get mad at me for talking to them? And me, I was my guy on the inside. I could pace the scenes how I want to, and stand where I want my character to stand.
I guess when you do that, though, you have to have so much trust in everyone else around you.
I have trust in everybody around me. I'm not good at cinematography. I'm not good at production design. I'm not good at costumes. I know all of that, and I'm just so thankful that all these people are coming in to do their amazing jobs, including the other actors.
Did Jesse, the director, ever get annoyed with Jesse, the actor?
Jesse, the director, was always annoyed with Jesse, the actor. Because Jesse, the director, is like Jesse, the person, which is Jesse doesn't like to see that Jesse from the side angle. You know what I mean? Because Jesse only knows Jesse from the mirror. And it's weird to see him from the side.
Did Jesse, the director, just say, listen, that's the shot, deal with it?
Deal with it, Jesse.
Somebody else did tell me that. My producers were off camera going, you have to point the camera at yourself. Because I didn't want to, because it felt vain. And they were like, you need to be in the movie, too.
And is your next film a musical?
Yeah, so that's my other love, is musical theatre. When I say my other love, I guess my first love would be Holocaust tourism. I don't know. But yeah, so my other thing I'm obsessed with is musical theatre. So
what's your favourite musical?
My favourite is called Pacific Overtures by Stephen Sondheim. It's an obscure Sondheim. I'm not on a bandwagon, and it's the greatest musical ever written. But I also love this musical. Floyd Collins is coming back to Broadway. Seeing Oliver tonight here.
Yeah, great.
Oh, you've seen Oliver?
Yes, I'm very excited. I want to see your show.
I want you to... Oh, well, I've got until Sunday. I'll get you a ticket for Sunday.
I love Peter Pan.
Oh, well, wonderful. Come and see the panto. I'll do you a freebie. I'll pay for it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll pay for it.
That was the only thing stopping me. Thank you.
I'd add one caveat. It is Peter Pan, but there's a lot of license taken.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, but you're going to love it.
Story.
We're going to have a lovely time. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's lovely to meet you.
You too.
Lovely to meet you. A Real Pain is in cinemas.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
And so Steve joins us now. And Steve, before we start, I know you wanted to just say a few words about the poor skaters who...
Yeah, the
who died in the
condolences
air
from the whole skating on ice team is on that flight. There were a number of young skaters that are just starting their career around 15. Some of our pro skaters have commentated them in competitions. And some of the coaches, some are world champions. Some of our coaches skated against them in their youth. So absolutely, Bovingdon, devastation.
Quite close to
Scotland. Very close community.
Yeah.
Our hearts go out to all their families, definitely. Welcome to the sofa. It's so lovely to see you. And you know what? I'm going to say it's lovely to see you on the ice. It's just lovely to see you in general.
Well, the general public seem to be loving it anyway. I'm not sure about the judges.
How are you finding your experience? Because, I mean, let's be honest, it doesn't look easy.
It's not easy. I've probably done about 80 hours of ice training up to this point, and I still look like a beginner.
Do you know what? It's getting that click, isn't it? There's a moment where it clicks in. It just hasn't clicked in with you,
It's
has
starting to click in for me. Probably the end of December, when we're sort of breaking up for Christmas and New Year.
Yeah.
I was on that curve, and then we stopped for a few weeks, and then you're coming in, then you're straight into live shows. So the judges are trying to get me to do some more skating on my own, which this week I'm doing. But thank you to the public for keeping me in. I'm absolutely loving it. The whole team behind the scenes are absolutely fantastic. And I want to stay there for another week. If I can stay there for another week, my eldest daughter can come. She's a trauma plastic surgeon down in Swansea, and she hasn't had the opportunity for being there. So if I can get through one more week.
I love the story. It's like when you first started, they were like, here's your tickets. And you're like, can I get them all for show one? Just in case.
That's all my mates.
Just in case. Has the discipline of being a rower, you know, one of the greatest rowers of all time, has that helped this at all? Obviously, it's a completely different discipline, but the actual focus and training and what it takes.
I think the mental side of it, of one of the things with there isn't that many ice rinks around the country, so getting ice time is really difficult. And one of the things on the show is everyone has to do the same amount of hours.
Right.
So if you're starting right at the beginning, you're learning how to skate, where some of the others that had better skating skills to start off are working on their routines and tricks and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just working on trying to stand
learning
up.
how to skate.
And so that was the sort of the thing. I had a couple of falls, sort of winded myself, and got a few ice burns on my knees and stuff like that.
We've actually got some footage of these falls, apparently.
This was in rehearsal, the dress rehearsal last Sunday, just before the show.
Have you just fallen down there?
It's a bit dark,
Slid
but
down.
I'm supposed to be the godfather.
Where are you? At the table. Let's see what she slide down. Oh, hello.
That's great.
Vicky, the pro skater that I'm with, she turned round and saw all she could see was my feet coming out the front of the desk. I'm supposed to be the godfather, but the desk that they built, they actually made the desk, was massive. I thought I was one of the borrowers from it. And then the chair that we only got on the Saturday day before the show is that I had to sit right on the edge of the cushion. And because the desk moved, the chair's fixed, I pushed the desk out the way. And the cushion came up, and we all went underneath.
Oh, my gosh.
Killing myself.
But you've had no injuries yet?
A few injuries, yeah.
It's a dangerous sport, isn't it?
Is it nice to be back, having that kind of discipline? Because you probably had most of your life.
I'm loving the routine of being into that routine, which I hated by the end of my rowing career, of just doing the same thing day after day for 25 years. And then being out of that for another 25 years and getting back into the routine. I've loved the training, I've loved the preparation, I've loved everyone around of all the pro skaters and the celebrities. It's a great atmosphere. I know on all these shows everyone says that, but truly everyone is absolutely delightful to be with.
Yes.
When was the last time you had a good dance? Was it at your wedding?
37 years ago. I don't think it was a good dance.
How did it go? So that's the last time
I can't even remember of what we actually danced to, which was horrifying. I had to ask my wife of what we actually danced to, and she said, I can't remember. Thank God for that.
Thank goodness. Could you imagine if she remembered and you didn't? So, I mean, that's a long time. Basically, you've had a long time dancing, and you've had a little bit of ill health as well, so that's never going to help, is it?
Yeah, I've had 28 years of diabetes, so that doesn't help. But losing the sensation in my feet, only very mildly. So when you've got ice dancing skates on, it's very difficult to find. And there's rakes, picks at the toe of the ice skate.
Be so
I
proud
found
of
them
yourself.
a little bit too often. And as soon as you catch them, that stops you, and you go down. You go down
You've got
pretty
a frozen
heavily.
shoulder as well, haven't you?
I've got a frozen shoulder, and one of the things when I do fall, I do not fall on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because that would
gosh,
put
you
me
make
out of the
sure.
show immediately.
I mean, that's an Olympic sport in itself, avoiding the shoulders. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Thanks,
Listen,
Steve.
we wish you all the well. We want to keep you in.
Yeah,
Because obviously
but,
your daughter needs to see
no,
you.
It's, one more week at least, please.
Oh, definitely. Well, listen, you can catch Steve on Dancing on Ice, which continues on Sunday at 6:25 on ITV1 and ITV.
Oh,
Don't
hello.
miss it.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Jennifer Aniston, one of the most glamorous women in the world, she's been saying that her new fitness method, P-Volve, has transformed her body more than anything else she's ever tried. Kat.
And now the workout has been backed up by a study at Exeter University, which found that the regime helped women going through the menopause.
So in just a moment, Jennifer's trainer, Antonietta Vicario, is going to be showing us some of the exercises. Looking forward to trying that. First, though, Dr. Zoe's here to try and explain a little bit more about this study. So what have they found, Zoe?
So the University of Exeter, they do a lot of sports science studies, so a really good university to do this. And they enrolled 72 women between the ages of 40 and 60 who none of them were taking HRT so that wouldn't affect the results. So some pre-menopausal, peri and post-menopausal women. And it's the first study of its kind because that's particularly what it was looking at as women go through the menopause transition. What I often get asked, what's the best form of exercise to do at that time of your life? It was a 12-week study where half of the women roughly did the P-Volve protocol and the other half followed the government guidelines of 150 minutes. And I'm really excited. I mean, it's worth mentioning it was funded by P-Volve, but I don't think that's these studies have to be done.
Yes.
It's really important that women, as well as men, are looked at and this research is done about what's going to help women. So I don't
Just
have an
because
issue.
they paid for the study doesn't mean they can control the results.
Exactly. They're not controlling the results. So worth mentioning, but that doesn't concern me. I think it's great that the study's been done. So what they found is with this particular protocol, it increased hip strength, increased muscle mass, so body weight stayed the same, but muscle mass went up, increased balance, increased flexibility, and increased quality of life.
Wow.
All things which we kind of tend to associate with menopause going down. So I think what it shows is a lot of these changes that we often think of as inevitable with menopause, loss of muscle mass, loss of bone mass. With this protocol, that's not the case. It's resistance training, it's based on Pilates, and I think what's so great about it is it's that combination of muscle strengthening, some cardiovascular elements, and a lot of unilateral, so using one side of the body, so that brings in a balance element as well. So great news.
So if you didn't want to do P-Volve, but you wanted to do something else yourself at home, what would be your tips?
So I would be looking at resistance training programmes.
Right.
But this is low impact as well, which will encourage a lot of people. Resistance training programmes that incorporate those three elements: strength, balance and cardiovascular. And there's stuff available on YouTube that you can get for free. There are classes that you'll be able to go to in your local gyms. I think we'll probably see lots of classes popping up that are based on this. And, you know, the equipment package that you get from P-Volve is about 250 quid.
Okay.
And then it's £15 a month for their subscription. So the cost itself will motivate a lot of people to stick with it.
Yeah.
But for people who can't afford that, I think there'll be lots of alternatives that people can create themselves as well.
Sounds really positive, though,
Yeah,
like you
it
say,
does.
particularly for that study, the first of its sort.
Well, I
So
think
there you can sort that out.
women need studies that support them to know how they themselves can look after themselves the best as they're going through this transition in life.
And it's even in the future as well, because it improves your balance, so you're less likely to fall, all of those things as well.
So the fact that it focused on hip strength particularly, because of course that is one of the big concerns as we go through menopause, is the risk of osteoporosis, the risk of falls if our balance isn't great, and then breaking a hip, which is drastically bad.
Yeah.
Good news, it sounds like. Well, should we give it a bit of a go?
Give it a go.
Give it a go,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, yeah.
Give it a go.
I think so.
OK, we're going to be giving it a go. We're chatting to one of Jennifer Aniston's trainers, Antonietta Vicario. Let's go over there now.
We're sneaking around here.
We're
Morning,
coming
Antonietta.
through. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning. Hello.
Hello, it's Kat and Ben here. How are you doing?
I'm doing so well. I'm so happy to be here with you.
It's lovely to meet you. Could I just check, what time is it there in New York? at the moment?
I believe it is 7 a.m. over here.
Okay,
so
so
the sun is coming through my window.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Perfect time to exercise, Antonietta.
So what we're doing...
Exactly.
So what we're doing here is I've got the proper equipment. Ben has got the Blue Peter version.
Yeah,
You're
a bit
going
of
to
homemade
improvise
stuff.
a bit.
Just to show you. So what exercise are you going to take us through, Antonietta?
Well, I'm going to take you through our resistance-based equipment. So I believe, Kat, you have the P-ball. You're going to move it over to the side and step 1 foot through. And Ben, I believe you have a resistance band.
Yes.
So just go ahead and put that around your ankles. And like we were discussing, it really is resistance that helps to increase muscle mass.
Hold on, Kat's just struggling a set.
I've got boots on there.
She's got boots and a jumpsuit, which isn't... There you go, that's it.
Should I take them
And just
off?
round our ankles, not on your knees.
Just around the ankles, yes. I know getting the equipment on is an exercise in itself, Kat. So you'll have this strap around the ankles, and we're going to take a little sit back.
Yeah.
So you're loading into your glutes. And then I want you to step as wide as you can out with 1 foot and then the other.
Okay.
So
number 3.
Yeah.
So we're going
That's it, from number 3 to 9 on that mat.
Number 9.
It's a big activation on your glutes, this, isn't it?
Big activation on the glutes. Let's see if we can step the feet a little bit wider there, Kat. This is 35.5 pounds of resistance. So it's going to help you preserve muscle mass and strength, like we spoke about in menopause.
Yeah.
Mass and strength declines by about 3 to 7% per decade, starting in the late 30s. So exercises like this, using that resistance, really helps to preserve that metabolic health, your metabolism.
How's your
How are we
glutes
feeling
there?
It's my thighs.
I can see your
Forget my
thighs are shaking.
thighs.
Thighs, glutes, absolutely, yeah.
How long are the classes normally, Antonetta?
They are, should we move into another exercise?
Yes, please.
Yeah, my glutes have had enough.
Okay, so go ahead and take this off. The classes they range. So we really try to meet people wherever they are at. We're actually going to stay with the ball. I think, Ben, you might have a football.
Yep.
If viewers at home are joining, they can use a pillow and fold the pillow up. We're going to take the ball right behind the back, right at the base of the shoulder blades. So from there, once you have the football band, a doubled up cushion at home, or the ball, hands behind the thighs.
That feels good.
You're going to look up at the ceiling and then exhale, pull your navel in and curl your ribs up, hollowing out the abdominals. And if you want a challenge, try hands behind the head. So inhale back, exhale up. To answer your question, Kat, we have workouts from 10, 15 minutes all the way up to an hour. We know people are often starved for time. So yes, you can find something that meets you where you're at. You know, gentle consistency is the philosophy. So getting any type of movement in is going to be better than none. People can also work out with us live on Zoom, just like you're doing now.
Yeah,
we have a
it's
live
great.
virtual studio, and about 60 studios throughout the US and Canada. Some are open and some are in development. So, you know, people can work out with us live as well.
Antonietta, how often does Jen do this? Because she looks incredible.
I know, she is so incredible, and she's just getting stronger and stronger. She works out with us 4 times a week.
Wow.
She has a trainer there in LA, my colleague Danny, who is amazing. And when she's on the road, she joins us in our on-demand. So it's a subscription-based service.
Yeah.
You can, again, work out with us anytime, anywhere. You know, our equipment really is unique in the sense that all of the exercises have very specific amounts of resistance, pounds of resistance in mind. So, you know, I would definitely encourage viewers, if they can, to get the equipment, because it is part of the findings.
The interesting thing, though, Antonietta, is I'm just using like a small football that people had at home. I had this resistance band. You don't have, I mean, you can find stuff to do with this at home that perhaps you don't have to spend all the money on your bundle. It still works just as efficiently and just as well.
Yeah, it works. I would say it works well, probably not as efficiently. However, absolutely. There's also no equipment workouts too. Using your own body weight in some exercises is effective as well, and dumbbells too. So weight training is a huge part of what we do to help combat that loss of mass and strength that we experience in the menopause transition. And the movements themselves prioritize, like you were saying, mobility, so helping your joints prevent injury, really the movements taking your joints through their full range of motion so that we're not experiencing some of the musculoskeletal conditions that people experience as they're aging. We have another study that actually shows P-valve reduces lower back pain. So, you know, it's really science-backed and just an incredible way of working.
Well, look, we've loved the experience of trying a little bit of it, and thank you so much for getting up to share a little bit of your expertise as well.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Bye.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
OK, so on my to-do list, book venue, hire crew, sort flowers, sort cake. What was on yours, George?
I had don't insult Reese before the interview starts.
But a lot of American names that we think are boys' names are girls' names.
True.
And then
Like Reese?
Reese.
I didn't realise I just said that.
Uh-oh. Wow.
That was a great start.
Honestly, I can't take you anywhere.
Sorry, Sean.
Dearly beloved, you are gathered here today
To witness the joining of two comedy greats, Reese Witherspoon and Mr. Will Ferrell, in a movie about matrimony to which
You're
cordially invited.
Yay!
Love it.
You are cordially invited to see single dad Jim, played by Will Ferrell, arranging the wedding of his daughter Jenny.
And Margot, played by Reese, arranging the wedding of her sister, Neve.
My baby sister's engaged. I'm engaged.
I can't wait to plan this.
I'm going to plan your wedding.
How about June 1st?
There's just one snag.
Oh, no. We've double booked your weddings.
What? But before we start, Reese wants to make one thing very clear.
It's a lot of silly, there's a lot of slapstick. At the core of it, it's quite, you know, sweet moments, really like lovely daddy-daughter moments.
I don't play his daughter.
No, no. No, you do
Just to be clear.
Just to be absolutely
It's not a
clear.
daddy-daughter movie.
So, was it as much fun to make?
He is using up all of our sunset. Half of the sunset is gone.
Sorry if we're a little late.
Did he just wink at me?
As it is to watch?
We had so much fun. We even got ready in the same makeup trailer.
We did. I did her makeup
Oh.
for training because my character does my daughter's makeup.
He does. And hair, he
And
does
so-
great hair.
Hey!
I didn't realize it was a shared bathroom situation.
I'm just finishing up her hair.
Can you do French plaits?
I grew up doing French plaits.
Of course.
Yeah. That's like my specialty.
That's just bread and butter.
I could do a French plait blindfolded.
Right.
And on another interview, I will definitely test that one out.
Happy to work on yours if you'd like. Give you a cute little flip.
In the movie, there's a scene where the bride gets a black eye.
Stop it! Stop it!
What?
Nothing.
And I think we've all been there where there's a terrible moment at a wedding.
I have a friend who couldn't stop throwing up at her wedding.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was kind of because she was marrying the wrong guy.
I've been to a wedding where there was a full-on brawl on the car park.
Between family members?
Yeah.
Wow.
You started off on the dance floor. Have you done the cha-cha slide before?
Yeah.
Sure.
Fine, and then next thing you know, someone got elbowed.
One out this time. Right foot, let's start.
It was a massive brawl, and I always think that was the worst wedding moment.
That's why there's a total movement against the cha-cha slide at receptions for that reason.
Because it just gets out of hand.
It sparks
It's
violence.
We signed
We're starting a petition. We need you guys to sign it.
It's going worldwide.
That's what we've mostly been doing on this tour, is getting signatures to ban the cha-cha slide.
I'm out here, y'all. Peace, peace.
This morning audience will be all over this. They'll
Yeah.
sort that out, yeah. We'll get behind that idea.
Get the cake!
It's a trap!
At This Morning, we tried to be helpful, so we thought we'd ask Will and Reese for a translation of...
We're gonna go chaos monkey on his ass.
Yes, you heard that correctly.
Chaos monkey on his ass.
For us Brits, what is going chaos monkey on someone's ass?
When someone insults your family, you go chaos monkey on their ass.
Right.
The fight in the car park
Yeah, that
was
that's
Chaos
a chaos
monkey.
monkey
a chaos monkey situation.
And from Chaos Monkey to...
I caught this guy and I was gonna unleash him.
We're talking about snappy dialogue, but actual snaps in there, working with an alligator.
But then I wrestled him too hard, and now I think he's dead.
That's not dead.
Well, you don't know.
Was it a real
paid actor, like a trained actor, alligator?
We couldn't get any that wanted to do the movie. They were all booked.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it was just that time of year. So that's an animatronic alligator.
How did you keep a straight face
I
during
couldn't.
that?
That was probably maybe one of the greatest moments of my career. Because I walked into the room and they wanted to surprise me, and I walked in and Will was just like in the bed.
In the darkness.
See you later, alligator! And finally, how can we top Will in bed with an alligator, you say?
I don't know if that would be possible.
Well, how about Will's part in a real-life wedding fail?
This should be good.
I have a friend who asked if I would stand up and object. So I did. I stood up. In that moment, we're like, does anyone object? And I said, I do. I love you, Carol. Please take me back. And my friend, the groom, said, this isn't Carol, it's Susan. And I went, oh, sorry. And I sat back down. And no one really laughed, except he laughed. So the joke didn't quite land.
But it will come as no surprise that the jokes in You're Cordially Invited do land.
That's incredible.
And we certainly surprise Will with the confetti for our big finish.
Oh, my goodness.
All 4 petals of it.
It's not quite an alligator.
Oh, amazing.
Brilliant,
I bet that was
though.
brilliant fun.
I
Loved
know,
it.
for sure. Will and Reese's new film, You're Cordially Invited, is available to stream on Prime Video. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.